Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Unguator. It's this machine right here. There's a place for your cap, and then up here is where you put the bit. It's a very expensive machine, so do your best to try not to break it. What the Unguator machine uses is these ointment jars that are specially made for it. They come in all different sizes. There's a little one, here's a big one. They even come bigger than that. But in the bottom, there's a little base that actually moves if you push it. So you can push it up and push it down. And on the cap, there's actually, if you remove this white cap here, there's a hole there. So if you have a thick ointment or paste or something, your patient can use it to squirt some out and then recap it. Kind of like a ointment tube or something, but in a plastic jar. Here are this bits that the Unguator uses. They come in different sizes and lengths depending on the jar you're going to use. As you can see, that one would fit that one, and this smaller one would fit this smaller one here. What they do is they spin around and mix everything up. What we're making today is we have 4 grams of acetyl alcohol. I already triturated it out here and triturated it pretty good. I have 76 grams of my white petrolatum, and I just plopped them both in there, and later we're going to add some water to it. Altogether it should be about 100 mils. So most important thing is making sure everything will fit into your Unguator jar that you choose. So first I walk over to my Unguator, make sure it's on. I take my bit and I take my cap. I put the cap on first and it screws into this little hole on the base of the machine there. You then put your bit in. The bit just goes up the hole all the way up. You turn it about a quarter turn and make sure it's locked in before you do anything else. And then you'd put your bottom of your jar on and you'd screw it in firmly. You then come over to the machine. The green numbers here are your time, and where the E is, that's your RPM. So I'm going to hit the RPM button so I can change it. So since I hit RPMs, I can change the RPMs. If I hit the clock button, I'd be able to mess with the time as well. I then hit the power button to start it, and what it does is it goes up and down and the spindle turns at the same time, mixing everything thoroughly. Another name for the Unguator is a homogenizer. It homogenizes everything together into one consistent mix. It's really good for emulsions. At the end of the time, what the Unguator does is it'll drop the base down and it'll spin really fast, kind of like when you're making cookies and you need to get everything off the beaters. So there it's dropped down, it's spinning really fast to spin everything off the beaters. So it's done. I can remove it. And once I remove it, you'll be able to see it looks completely different. It's kind of a off-white, oily consistency. And now I'm going to add my water. Now I'll make sure I'm not going to add too much water, that it won't be too full. And then I put it back on the Unguator. Just screw it back up there. Change my RPMs again. And I turn it back on. And we'll wait to see what happens when it's done. Okay, now that my emulsion is done, we can see it's pretty thick. It's white. If you have any questions about the Unguator, if you want to use it during class, ask me or one of the TAs, and we'll be happy to show you. Thank you.